Hi, my name is Ed Goad, and I'm an instructor at Grand River College. In this video, we're going to talk about configuring Cisco switches to have IP addresses. These IP addresses on our Cisco switches can be useful to help manage remotely all of our switches as well as the configurations of them. Along with managing them, we can then also monitor them using a variety of tools. For this example, this is our network environment, and I'm going to be configuring those two switches right there. I'm going to be configuring them with the second address in each of those networks. So the switch on the left is going to be 192.168.1.2, and the one on the right will be 10.1.0.2. So let's get started. Here I have my network environment in Packet Tracer, and we can see most of our configuration is already done. I'm going to go ahead and log into the left switch here and start the configuration. I'm already on the CLI, so I can go ahead and get started. First off, I need to go into enable mode and enable and configuration mode. So EN to go into enable mode, conf T to go into configuration mode. Now switches are configured on VLAN 1 for their default IP address. So I need to go into interface VLAN 1. And then I configure an IP address as if this was any other interface on a router. So IP address 192.168.1.2 and 255.2 and 255.255.255.0. By default, these interfaces are offline, so I need to bring them online with a no shut command. When I press enter, we'll see that the state has changed up and the IP address is now fully functional on this device. Before I move, however, I want to make one more change because I want to show what benefit this can actually be, and I want to configure SSH on this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. First, I'll change the host name to left switch, and the domain name, IP domain -name, test.local. Go ahead and configure some passwords. Some usernames, username Cisco, secret 0 Cisco. So create a user named Cisco with a password of Cisco. And then enable secret Cisco. So now when you go from normal mode to enable mode, it will ask me for a password of which is Cisco. Full disclosure, these are really bad usernames and really bad passwords. Don't use them. If you use them, you will get hacked. Now that our host names and our passwords are set up, now I can configure SSH. So crypto key generate RSA. The modulus, I'm going to say 1024. And then line VTY04. And I want to change the transport to SSH only, as opposed to allowing telnet. Now that the left switch is configured, let me go into server A, and we will use the SSH client to test to make sure it's working. So the IP address that I typed in, 192.168.1.2, and then the username was Cisco. Connect, and it connects me up. Go ahead and type in the really bad password, Cisco, and it tells me I'm now on the left switch. I can now go into enable mode. Again, asks me for the enable password, Cisco, and then do a show run to view the full configuration of the device. Well, let's go ahead and do the same thing on the right switch. So I will go into the CLI, enable mode, conf T, and go ahead and configure the VLAN interface. So int VLAN 1 IP address, and this was 10.1.0.2 with a class C network and a no shut. Then configure a host name. This is right switch. IP domain name, test.local. Set up our accounts and passwords. Username Cisco, secret 0 Cisco, and enable secret 0 Cisco. Lastly, let's configure the RSA keys. So crypto key generate RSA. Choose a 1024 modulus, and then line VTY04 and transport input SSH. At this point, SSH should be configured on all of my network devices, so I will choose from server B, since we did server A previously, and I will go to the SSH client. The IP address was 10.1.0.2, excuse me, 02. Username of Cisco, and then it asks me for the password, Cisco, and tells me I'm on my right switch. So there you go, an introduction to configuring the IPs on a switch. Once you've configured the switches, then you can ping them, you can manage them via SSH, you can manage them with SNMP or other network monitoring tools.